Should I say Joker? Should I say Joker or should I say the Nuggets? Bro, this butt whooping should not have been allowed on TV. They should have put viewer discretion advised. What can we do to slow Curry down, or what does Curry like to do? Fox probably looked at their ass and said, nothing. The whip is beat up. The whip is destroyed. You don't keep putting a new paint job on there. You don't keep just rechanging the oil and thinking that you're gonna get a new car. It's the same Kings. Welcome to the Fellowretro Show, episode 11. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? If you're new over here, if you don't know what we get into over here, we break down the games, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, whatever sport's going on right now that we're going to be covering. But we bring a little bit of that comedy twist to it so you can sit back and relax. We had some matchups. We had some matchups on November 12th that reached the expectations, and we had some matchups that didn't even get close to reaching the expectations, depending on what your team is and depending on what you expected from your team. Because some teams showed up and showed out, and some teams called out of work. They didn't show up. There was a no call, no show. They were supposed to be here. You're looking at the time card, you're like, where are they at? You ain't even hear nothing. That's a couple teams. But let's start off with the teams that did show up. Let's start off with the matchups that did meet our expectations. And that first one we're going to get into today is the Warriors versus the Spurs. 125-120. Warriors pull it out in the end. This one right here gave us what we wanted. Yes, we're fans of the teams. Yes, we're fans of basketball as a whole, and we want to see a good game. But at the same time, basketball is always going to be superstar forward. Basketball is always going to be player forward. I feel like because one player can take over and one player can dominate versus in football, yeah, you might be a fan of a quarterback. Yeah, you might be a fan of a running back. Yeah, you might be a fan of a DB, a safety, a wide receiver, but that one person may be able to take over, but they can't make their team win. If you get what I'm saying, like they got to go on defense, then you got to go back on offense. So you see yourself rooting for the whole team more in football than I see a lot of people rooting for whole teams in basketball. But I'm saying all of that to be said, tonight the superstars showed up and they showed out. This was not a team win tonight. This was Steph Curry turning back into 2017, balling on them boys. Balling on them boys. But Wemby said, hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. I'm here as well. I'm here as well, Chef. I'm here as well, Chef. Wemby gave you one of the best opening performances to any show, to any basketball game that you could have seen this year. Bro was looking like a 7'4" Luka Doncic tonight. And I would say a 7'4" Jokić, but Jokić wasn't scoring. Jokić can't score how Wemby was scoring. Jokić scored his own way. The way that Wemby started off this game, coming in the mid-range, fading, making Draymond look crazy. Draymond went 1 for 10 tonight. Draymond was out of it. Draymond had went 1 for 10 with 5 fouls. He was out of it. He was trying his best to just stay sane. You saw him slamming the ball. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't figure Wemby out. Wemby's doing no-look passes. Wemby's doing wraparounds, doing Jokić and Luka passes, but he's also pulling up, hitting threes. Man, it was crazy the way this game started off. The Spurs were giving the Warriors everything they got. It's like a fighter that don't got a lot of stamina, and he just you can't really get your offense off. You can't get your offense off because he just hey, this first round, I'm just gonna go at you, and I don't care. I'm not gonna cover up. I'm just gonna swing at you, and you better make sure that you block these punches. That's how the Spurs came out. The Warriors defense was looking confused. It was looking dazed. It was looking punch drunk. Kerr was looking like, I don't know what to do. For that first quarter and most of that second quarter, the Warriors just looked out of sorts, and you thought it was gonna be a blowout. Curry has not been established yet. The only reason why the Warriors were kind of close, because the Spurs really had a 9 to 12 point lead that whole time. Like, they had a steady lead. But the only reason the Warriors had points on the board was one man and one man only. Call of Duty Moody. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. That dude right there pops off my screen. You talking about somebody that you watch the screen, you watching the game, and you like, that dude right there pops out. That dude right there, him right there. They may be losing, but that dude right there is a baller. And if they come back, or if they have a chance of coming back, or if they have a chance of making this a game, he was a big stamp. he was a chapter in that book. And that was Call of Duty Moody in that first half. The Warriors only had like 30 points with like 6 minutes to go into the second quarter. And Moody probably had like 12 of them. Like that dude right there, I'm talking about three. Confidence was oozing and goozing. The confidence was just so crazy for Moody. He had stepped out on him on the three. You thought he was about to shoot it. He looked at Cornette. He said, Cornette coming out here on me? Got to the lane, dunked it. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know Moody could do that. Moody was going crazy in that first half. He didn't do shit in the second half. I mean, I thought he was like, I don't know if he went to the bathroom or like, you know, he had stomach problems or something, but he didn't do nothing in the second half. But it don't matter about the second half. All that matters is that in the first half, he did what he could do to keep the game manageable. You may say, Retro, how you saying a 9 to 10 point lead, a 9 to 10 point game is manageable? This the NBA, brother. This the NBA. Leads ain't safe. Leads ain't safe. Protect your leads out here because they ain't safe. The Spurs kept that lead in the first half mostly because of Wemby starting it off right, but you have Vassell being very, very aggressive. You had Castle saying, Curry, you can't guard me. And that's what Curry said in that second half. He said, hold on, Vassell think that I can't guard him. He may be right, but he sure as damn well can't guard me. Y'all got Fox over there. Go ask Fox how I shut that beam off last year. Go ask Fox how we shut that beam and y'all was lighting the beam in Sacramento and Curry came in and smacked the lights and pulled the lights out and made you be late on your light bill and you couldn't pay it and the lights shut out. That was Curry last year. You got Fox over there on that bench, Spurs, so y'all should have told him. Y'all should have asked him, say, hey, you know, what can we do to slow Curry down, or what does Curry like to do? Fox probably looked at their ass and said, nothing. You can't do nothing with Curry. And that's what Curry said. Curry was like, hold on, bro. Like, hold on. They trying to make me seem like I can't guard them. They can't guard me. Y'all must not know who I am. Y'all got De'Aaron Fox over there. Go ask him about me. If you don't know about me, I can't tell you. You don't want to hear me tell you how good I am. Go ask your teammate how good I am. Somebody that you may think is a little bit more believable. You may think I'm lying on my skills. You may think I'm lying on myself. But go ask him. He ain't gonna lie for me. He ain't gonna lie for another man. Mr. Babyface Assassin. That's what he is. He was the assassin in that second half. He was an assassin coming out. All you saw was him say, hold on. Everybody get out my way. Everybody, Draymond, you having a terrible game. Stop trying to shoot the ball. Why you going for 1 for 10? Why you got 50 fouls? You can't do nothing right now. I know you Mr. Facilitator. I know you bring the ball up the court. Sometimes Curry do bring the ball up the court, but he give Draymond the ball so fast, and Draymond probably get everybody in their action. He wasn't doing none of that in that third quarter. Bro was bringing the ball up the court, going straight to a pick and roll. Boom. Pick. Boom. It was one. He said, get out the way. Came up 3. He coming down. Boom, and 1. He coming down. This is the first time I seen Curry take a mid-range in a minute. I'm talking about he was getting whatever he wanted. Vassell couldn't do nothing with him. Fox, I don't even think I saw Fox until the fourth quarter. I don't know what happened. I think because Vassell and Castle were doing so good that the coach benched Fox in that third. But regardless, Fox came out in the fourth and he still couldn't do nothing with him. But all of that Spurs thinking they were going to blow the Warriors out got put to sleep quick. That story ended fast. It didn't even have an ending. It just ended. It was over in that third quarter. Next thing you know, you look up and the Spurs are down by 10. The Warriors got a 10-point lead up on them boys when Curry go to the bench. You let Jimmy Butler go out there with the bench, the way that he set up, the way that Kerr set up the lineups. Curry went on the bench. You're not expecting the Warriors to build on that 10-point lead because, yes, the Spurs do still have Vassell. Yes, they still do have Fox. Yes, they still do have Wemby. Yes, they still do have Castle. Yes, they still do have Cornette. We're going to talk about Cornette a little bit later. He might be the best backup big out there. No debate. That dude right there, there's been 3 games in a row where he was just unstoppable on some lobs. This is the game, like three games in a row where he's just unstoppable down there in that paint. Just give him some time to catch his breath so he could come out in that fourth quarter and end it and put him to sleep. And that's what Jimmy Butler did. He ended up with 28 points, a lot of that coming in the second half, a lot of that coming at the strike too. I think he had like 12 free throw attempts. The Warriors didn't extend the lead, but they maintained it. Butler driving, Butler getting fouled, Butler attacking, Butler 3-pointers, Butler, Al Horford, Butler, pods. Butler was just, He was just controlling the game. He was controlling the game. So whenever Curry does come back in the game with those last minutes maintaining, they didn't even bring Dre back in. They didn't even bring Draymond in when Curry came back in. Curry came back in, vintage Curry, just was looking like vintage Curry. You know Curry by now. If you don't know Curry by now, go look him up. Look him up, and that's what he was doing last night. They kept Jimmy in the game because he was hot from rolling with the bench. Butler, threes, GP2, clutch offensive rebounds. That's what he does. Vintage GP2. Gary Payton II is not going to sit up here and give you 15. You don't expect him to give you 10. You might expect him to give you 6. Hard defense, hard play all game. It don't matter. You don't expect him to score double digits, but you do expect him to give you double digits in hustle. And that's what he did tonight. Oh man, the second premier primetime game that we were looking forward to. A lot of questions was gonna be answered this game. A lot of views would have been on these highlights. I mean, you saw the Lakers go against the Hornets, and it wasn't even, I don't even think it was 15 hours, and there was over 1 million views on that thing. Like, they've been flocking. These Laker fans have been flocking to these wins. They ain't flocking to them losses. They ain't flocking to them losses. OKC told y'all, hold on. Like, wait. Why are y'all giving the Lakers so much credit? Do y'all not know that we the reigning champs? Do y'all not know that we the best team in the league? Y'all think that this team can do something with us in the West? They shut a lot of people up. They shut them up. They shut them up. I don't even believe first quarters no more. After watching the league for so long and after watching basketball, the first quarter don't even matter. If the game is close in the first quarter, it's that last 4 minutes into the first going into the second and then the second quarter. This game was never close. The score doesn't matter. They were down by 40. They were down by 40 points at one point in this game. The score does not matter. This game was never close. This game should have never been put on TV. This is like Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather in their prime, and y'all just bringing up somebody that, you know, they're getting some wins. They getting some wins. You thinking like, okay, the Lakers, they getting some wins. You know, they doing it. Whoa, they might be the best team in the league. Meanwhile, OKC, the reigning champs, with the title, with the belt, and they got the wins with it. It's not like they just got the belt and they just living off reputation. They got the belt and they still winning. They still beating teams. They got one loss, but they still beating teams. They beating teams. Then you got the Lakers. You got the Lakers. They winning teams. Oh, look out for the underdog. Hey, you might be able to take down Mike Tyson. The Lakers, they might be able to take out the champ at OKC. Look out for the Lakers. They winning. They winning. Bro, this butt whooping should not have been allowed on TV. They should have put viewer discretion advised before they watch this game. Kids should not have been able to watch this game. This needed parental advisory. This needed parental vision. This needed to have PG-13. Parent, please attend this game, because this should not have been able to be shown to the kids. This was not good. The fact that we really let ourselves believe that OKC was not the top dog, to let us believe that other teams out here could mess with them, the other teams out here could give them a run for their money, is crazy. This is what I like about basketball. This is what I like about champions. This is what I like about this. You tell people that we are the best and you show them that you're the best. We don't like all that talk. People don't like talk. They like to see it. They like to see it. Some people like talk. Some people want, hey, talk to me, you know. Hey, you know, I believe you. No, I need to see it to believe it. Now, do I think that the Lakers are overrated? No. Do I think that the Lakers are a bad team? No. But I think that not every team is going to be able to have the personnel to throw at Luka and throw at Austin Reeves. This is not like a Lakers overrated. This is just the OKC Thunder is the best team in the league. And not only are they the best team in the league, and not only are they the champs, but they're the best defensive team as well. You're going to have your people out here that be like, oh, look at Luka, look at Austin Reeves. They're frauds. They got locked up. They were just turning the ball over. It was terrible. They're frauds. They were going to be like this for the rest of bro. Not every team has a Caruso. Not every team has a Case and Wallace. Players, not more than one. Players, not just one player. Not teams. Teams don't have players that will specifically make their role. I'm going to guard you, and I don't give a F if I score. If I don't score, if I get 3 points for the whole game, if I get 5 points, I don't care. My job is to hold you. My job is to make sure that you don't do nothing. My job is to make sure that you have a bad game. I don't care if I have a bad game. These fans out here, These fans that's packing out these crowds and selling out these shows, they ain't coming to see me. I'm not the main star. I'm not the main attraction. You're the main attraction for your team, though. And I'm going to make sure that your fans don't get nothing. I'm going to make sure that your fans don't have nothing to cheer about. And you don't have that. Think about that mindset. You don't even got people at the park that play like that. You don't even got people that's outside playing pickup hoops that don't have no money on the line, that don't have nothing but just pride. You don't got nobody that just comes out there and says, hey, I'm going to play defense. I don't care. Hey, everybody else score. You might got that in college ball, but you don't got that in regular ball. Let somebody go out there and have 3 good defensive plays and they don't touch the rock. Just do it. Go play basketball tomorrow. Go play basketball today. Go play basketball. Watch somebody have 3 good defensive possessions or 2, let alone 2. It don't even look his way. And watch he don't say something. Or watch that defense start to not be as good. People just don't play like that no more. Shout out to OKC handling the Lakers, and it wasn't even funny. It wasn't even fair. Look at them Nuggets. Or should I say, look at that Joker. Should I say Joker? Should I say Joker? Should I say Joker or should I say the Nuggets? The Nuggets beat the Clippers 130-116, and this was all Jokić. 55 points. 55 points, 18 for 23, Mr. Efficient, Mr. Efficient, 5 for 6 from 3, 5 for 6 from 3 tonight. Jokić had 55 points, 6 assists, and 12 rebounds. I don't even care about the 6 and 12 right now. I don't care about the 6 and 12 right now because this was all Jokić. This was all Jokić. It wasn't like Jamal Murray wasn't there. He was there. He still put up 16 shots and only had 15 points. He was still trying to score. Gordon was there being efficient. Cam Johnson did go out, but your big 3 was there. Your main 3 guys were there. This was all Jokić from the start of the game. I don't know what the Clippers thought. Everybody always said, man, Zubac always plays Jokić the toughest. Zubac is the best defensive center for Jokić. I don't know if Jokić heard that. I don't know if that got back to Jokić. I don't know if those words, of those comments, of those responses got back to Jokić while he was on his ranch chilling with his horses in the offseason, but he made it a point of emphasis. No matter if you paid $2,000 for your ticket or if you paid $2 for your ticket, he let everybody in the building know that man cannot play me one-on-one. You can't play me one-on-one. Everybody gets caught up in Jokic's assists and his rebounds because he likes to get everybody involved, because most of the time teams aren't stupid enough to play on one-on-one. Teams don't want to play on one-on-one. They're like, hey man, let's just, try to double him, get the ball out of his hands, and let's just hope everybody else doesn't make their shots. But the Clippers tonight, they played him one-on-one from the start. Jokić had 25 points in the first quarter, not the first half. He had 25 points in the first quarter. They played him one-on-one. He destroyed him. He destroyed everybody that sent him. He destroyed Lopez. He destroyed Zubac. They played him one-on-one, and you see why you don't play bro one-on-one. He's beating these guys down the court, yo. You look at Jokić, you think, oh, he big, he's slow. Bro, he was beating him down the court. The Clippers missed a shot. Here's Jokić. Jokić is here, and here's Zubac. Zubac is behind Jokić. Jokić is catching the ball on the fast break, getting wide open dunks, getting contested layups, beating these bigs down the court. Jokić just outworked them from beginning to end. I never seen Jokić play this aggressive this year yet. I have not seen Jokić play this aggressive this year yet. He's had great games. He's had good all-around games. And what makes me so excited about this Nuggets team, and what makes me so just a Jokić fan, he always says team. You cannot give Jokić praise, bro. You cannot give him praise. You just can't. As much as you want to just be like, hey, Jokić, man, you did this tonight, man. You had 55, bro. Like, not everybody can say they scored 55 in the league. Like, team. And he's not being condescending. He's being genuine. He genuinely thinks this is a team game, and the team is why they won. And the team is why they're winning. All praise to Jokić tonight, 55 points. And bro, I'm telling you, it was one-on-one. He straight cooked them boys. He could have had more assists if they would have doubled. His assists start coming whenever they start showing, and when they start doubling. Oh, here you go, Tim Hardaway. Here you go. I mean, Peyton Watson is running a fast break, and he's looking for Jokić. You don't think of Jokić as somebody you look for in the fast break. You probably think Gordon or like, you know, they looking for Jokić in the fast break because they know Jokić was on one this game. He was on one from the beginning of the game. He must have told them like, hey, bro, this dude can't mess with me, and I'm finna show him. The Cavs beat the Heat 131-16, and this was like a summer league game right here. Like, if you didn't watch this game, hey, no Mitchell, no Garland, no Mobley, and on the Heat side of things, no Bam. Like, this game right here was just, hey, the stars are out. Let's see who could come out on top. The one thing I said about the Heat the last time I spoke on them, their defense for bigs is not good. Jared Allen, 30-10, and he was just out there looking feastable. You know how Mr. Beast got the Beastables? The Feastables, that was Jared Allen tonight. That was Jared Allen tonight. I'm not a fan of Miami Heat's big defense. I'm not. Norman Powell, come on now. You know he's a bucket. He gonna score. Wanted to see a little bit more from Jaime. 11 points. And usually whenever he has like low points, he usually has, you know, he goes crazy with the assist or rebounds. He didn't do that. Just not a good game from Jaime. Davion Mitchell was very aggressive this game. And Andrew Wiggins is always gonna give you that like 16 to 20 range. Like, he's just automatically 16 to 20. He's all like, that's Andrew Wiggins. At this point of his career, that's him. So from the Miami Heat side, I mean, Ware had a good game, but I just don't like the Miami defense for bigs as a whole without Bam. Shout out to the Cavs. That was a big win. I didn't expect them to win that game with all them players out, but they did it. They beat the Knicks, and they beat them at Madison Square Garden. 124-107. They held the New York Knicks to 42 points in the first half. Not 42 points in the first quarter, some change. The whole first half, the Knicks only had 42 points. I've been talking about this Magic defense that we're looking for, and sometimes it shows up, sometimes we don't. But how you gonna say you defense if you can't put points on the board? It's not like the offense showed up and showed out, but they play defense good enough to give themselves a cushion the whole game. I don't think the Knicks ever led. I mean, you heard the crowd trying to get up and trying to get wild whenever they cut it into like a 4-point or like a 6-point or like a 9-point. But for the most part, I don't think they ever led in this game. It was just always just a cruise and butt whooping. Like, it was just like you're on a cruise to ass whoop. Like you know, like they were just whooping the Knicks, just and whooping them, just chilling, just casually whooping them. It wasn't like a it was just like a, I don't want to have to do this, but it has to be done type of like just a casual whooping. Jalen Brunson got what he wanted because that's Jalen Brunson. Like, bro, he's him. He's going to be tough. He's going to be scrappy. He's going to get his points. He's going to hit threes. He's going to drive. He's the smallest player on the court, but he still can go in there with the trees and straight Tarzan. Remember when Tarzan was little? He was in the trees. And that's Jalen Brunson. He going to get what he want. But all in all, like as a whole with the Magic defense, they shut everybody else out. Whether they just, everybody else wasn't taking shots or they weren't making them. Cat, come on, man. Last time I talked about the Knicks, bro, you were my main point of emphasis, man. I told you they got the lion out of you. It was the big cat. Now look like you got took to the vet. Like they took you to the vet and you in there. Like you in a cage and you can't get out. Josh Hart was the only one that was playing hard besides Jalen Brunson. I saw him hit the ground like 10 times. I'm talking about, I seen Josh Hart just flying all over the place, hitting the ground hard. Like you heard the wood. You heard the hardwood. You know how they say, man, they're going to grind it out on the hardwood. That's what you heard. You heard hardwood tonight with Josh Hart. Bang, bang. Like, it was bad for the Knicks. I feel bad for the fans. Franz just went crazy once Paolo went down. He said, hey, bro, I'll take 21 shots. Give me all the shots. Give me all the shots. I'm 21. I'm taking 21 shots. 21. He had 21 shots tonight. Franz, shout out to Franz. Wendell Carter has been really, really, really good from three. Like, he's been really good from three. Even in the losses, he's been really good from three this year. Continued with that today. Just want to give Orlando they shout out before I'm done talking about Orlando, because I'm done talking about Orlando now. Now I'm going to talk about the tickets. Now I'm going to talk about these Knicks fans, bro. It just don't make sense for us to spend money and you lose that bad. It's just like, bro, it's just a long ride home. I've been there with the Saints. I've been in the Superdome. I've been there buying tickets to games that you think is gimmies, and you just go home and you don't even want to talk. So that was just like my main takeaway from the Knicks point of view. I was just like, man, those fans, like, you buy tickets to games that you know you're going to win so you can have a good time. Not only do you want to see your team, but you want to see your team do well. And you lose in such a sad, terrible offensive performance to a team that hasn't done nothing all year. The Pistons beat the Bulls 124-113, and the announcer said what I was saying before the game even started. The first thing I heard the announcer say was, no Josh Giddey. Vooch got to go crazy tonight. Vooch got to show up. Vooch got to put the team on their back. No Giddey. This was a terrible performance from him. Everybody else played solid. I mean, you got Herter out there putting up hell shots. I don't know how many points Herter, not points, but shots Herter put up, but that boy he was flame throwing it. He was flame thrower in it. He actually had a really good game now that I think about it. But that's solid as an understatement. Just because they lost like that, he played well. I mean, he was all over the boards. He was all over the place today, man. I don't really know much about Buzelis. I know he was a high pick, and I know that he was supposed to be one of the best, if not the best in his class, but he kind of fell to the Bulls. Maybe I'll pay more attention to him whenever watching the Bulls, but Giddey is just so polarizing whenever he plays. And I really thought that this game right here would have been a Vucevic game, but he ain't it. Duncan Robinson showing up or showing out. They made it a point of emphasis to get him in the game early and often. Duncan Robinson, we forget, bro. He was in them finals. He was in those deep playoff runs with Miami shooting that thing. He got that real deal contract. He got that retire your parents contract from just shooting, not doing nothing but shooting. Shout out to him. Paul Reed, where you been, baby? I know a lot of Sixers fans did not want to see him go. A lot of Sixers fans didn't want to see him go. They probably happy with what they got now. They got a good future. They got a good core over there in the 76ers land of things. But Paul Reed, boy, that dude right there, he was in his bag tonight. He was in his bag. It was another dude. I don't even remember his name, so I don't even want to be disrespectful. Maybe I got to pay more attention to the Pistons. But if you watched the game, you know there was a dude out there with some dreads and he was going crazy. Let's talk about these Kings getting whooped by these Hawks, and these Hawks picking up that crown. You know how you see them videos of the Hawks flying in and they pick up something and they just keep on flying. You like, what did I just see? A Hawk just come through this thing and pick up a king and pick up a crown off the Sacramento Kings' head and just fly off and then drop it into the lake, drop it into the ocean. And that's what the Hawks did tonight. The Kings, bro, I'm so done with them, yo. This team is terrible. I know I'm a Pelicans fan. And a lot of people are like, oh, you can't talk. You're a Pelicans fan. They not good neither. At least we got some young hope. At least we got fears. At least we got the best center. I almost went crazy. Jokić is still out here. At least we got a top 3, top 4 center in the league right now, and Derek Queen as a rookie. We got some stuff to look forward to as a team, as a fan base. You got to look forward to the youth. When you suck, you got to look forward to the future. You got to be like, hey, we suck, but that dude's going to be on this team for a very, very long time, and he's good, and he's young, and he's ready to go. Please give me something that's young, and that's good, and that's ready to go on the Sacramento Kings. Come on, man. Give me something that's young, that's good, and that's ready to go. What are the Sacramento Kings looking forward to in their future? Where's their rebuild? Where's their build? You keep just slapping a new paint job on this old whip, and you thinking that it's going to be new, different. No, the whip is beat up. The whip is destroyed. You don't keep putting a new paint job on there. You don't keep just rechanging the oil and thinking that you're going to get a new car. It's the same Kings. You take out a few players. You take out Fox. You put in Schroeder. You know, what's going on? These players ain't bad, but it's just, it ain't working. The Celtics beat the Grizzlies 131-95. And all I got to say is I know Ja and these Grizzlies are having problems. They're having issues. He's crashing out on the coaching staff. It's a lot of beef over there in Memphis. But don't trade Ja. This is what you're going to get. Don't trade Ja. If Jaren Jackson Jr., shout out to him. He won the Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA, not in the FBA, not in the SBA. But if he's your number one scoring option, it's going to get tricky. It's going to get less than 100 points a night tricky. It's going to get spookier than Halloween with no costume. It's going to get crazy for the Grizz, man. If Jaren Jackson Jr. is your number one scoring option, Beijing, Jaylen Brown came out there. And him and his Celtics, they got the win. They got the dub, man. You can't take nothing away from them. Don't matter. You're going to play suck teams in the league. You're going to play good teams in the league. And you know what the Celtics have been doing? A lot of people, a lot of players, a lot of talking heads have been labeling and categorizing this Celtics team as a bad team, like putting them in the realm of bad teams. But what the Celtics have been doing, they've been beating bad teams. They are not a bad team. Stop labeling them a bad team. They're missing Jason Tatum, they're missing their best player, but they're not a bad team. When they go against bad teams, they whoop them and they beat them. The Wizards lose 135-112. You know what the Wizards remind me of after watching this game? I've been watching them, but whenever I'm watching the Wizards, they remind me of a whole bunch of ninth graders that made a whole bunch of builds that they saw off of YouTube. They just copied a build and they want to shoot threes and they just want to be all defense. And you got to have one big whenever you go into the rec. So one of your friends gets tricked into making a big, but he's still a guard at heart. That's Sar. He's still a guard at heart, and you make one of your friends make a big because he has to be a big because you got to have somebody to grab boards, and you just go into the rec. Y'all don't practice together. Y'all don't say, hey, I'm going to be the point guard. You're going to be the point guard. You're going to be the small forward. Y'all all damn near the same height. You got a big that's not really a big, and you just go into the rec. That's what the Wizards are. Everybody, it's a free-for-all. Like, Alex Sarr is supposed to be this defensive guy. Like his whole claim to fame was a defensive big that can score. But you can't play defense. You can't be a good defender if everybody else on your team sucks on defense and everybody else on your team just throwing up threes the whole time. This game right here is exactly what you would expect from a championship contender and a top 3 lottery pick contender team. Like this right here, nothing in this game showed me anything. Like there is nothing that I learned from the Rockets. There's nothing that I learned from the Wizards in this game. You got a team that's aspirations is to win the chip this year, and you got a team that's aspirations is to get a top 3 pick this year. That's what this was. The Suns beat the Mavericks 123-114. Late comeback for the Mavericks. They tried to make a late push, but it was a little too late. Whatever the saying is, little too late. 20 turnovers as a whole for that team, for the Mavericks. That was some sloppy basketball. Terrible, just bad basketball for the Mavericks as a whole, and the Suns took advantage. You would think with the Suns winning these games lately that Devin Booker's just going on a hot streak, scoring 50, scoring 60, just putting the team on his back, but it just seems like the Suns are just doing a really good job rebuilding around Devin Booker right now. It's everybody else. Like Devin Booker's having good games, but it's everybody else. You don't know if it's gonna be Grayson Allen. You don't know if it's gonna be this guy. You don't know if it's gonna be that guy. You don't know if it's gonna be him. Dylan Brooks is a good pickup. Like the Suns, they get a lot of flack because they did flame out whenever they brought Beal and they brought KD over there. But that was the best thing for them, was for them to get up off of them, because look at them now. You had the ultimate success with your superstar in Devin Booker. You made it to the finals. Yes, you didn't win, but you lost to an even bigger and even better superstar in Giannis. So you can't be mad about that. Then you try to run it back. Then you try to capitalize on this window and you try to bring KD over there. You bring a top 5, top 6 player in the league at that time on over to Phoenix to think like, hey, I'm gonna pair this guy with my superstar and we're gonna have championship aspirations. Didn't work out. You brought Bill over there, flamed out, terrible, just trash. So y'all just say, hey, let it go. It's gone. And now you see him building. You see him building. You see him building. Last game I'm gonna talk about is my Pelicans, man, because I mean, I got mixed feelings on them, man. I got mixed feelings, bro. I got mixed feelings. Like, it's so many different ways I could just approach this. Now, the Blazers are hitting their stride. Shaden's hitting his stride. Denny's hitting his stride. These guys both scored 30 on us. They put 30 on us, bro. They put 30 on us each. But from a Pelicans perspective, from a Pelicans fan perspective, am I mad that we keep losing? Yes. But I am so excited for Derek Queen, bro. Like, this dude is gonna be special. He's gonna be special. And I'm glad that he's on our team. I am so glad he's on our team. Shout out to the Blazers. Beating a bad team. That's what you're supposed to do. A lot of people think that the Blazers are gonna make a playoff push. They might. They got the opportunity. They got the chance. They got 2 players that could go out there and look, get 30. But the Pelicans defense is terrible. I've been saying that. There's nobody on this team. You got one person and Herb Jones that can play defense. Everybody else is mad to trash. But as a whole, as a team, there's a lot of things that I would switch up going into next season. Figure out, you know, does anybody want Zion? Can we get some picks? Somebody, like, I would have to look around the league and see somebody that's like kind of rotting away, but still is very solid, and just add him to the brewing pot that is New Orleans. I don't want to see no more Kevon Looney. I really don't. I don't know why we paid him in the first place. That was a head scratcher signing when we got him, and then we drafted Queen. So I'm like, if you watch Queen play in college, he plays best when he's on the floor and the ball is in his hand. Kevon Looney got early fouls, so he went out. So that gave, you know, Queen the opportunity to play, and then he started balling out, so he kept him in the game. But I think if Kevon Looney didn't have fouls, we wouldn't have saw this type of performance from Queen. All in all, find that Brandon Ingram would have been perfect for this team right here. If we would have kept Brandon Ingram and got off Zion, I think we would have been a lot better right now. A lot better. But Derek Queen, shout out. I got to go see him in person. Like, I have to. I'm going to scroll his schedule and see which games look winnable, because I'm not spending no money on the team to get smoked out. I just can't. Not in this economy. I appreciate everybody who made it to the end of this video. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe for more videos and more content. Did I just mute it?